You know, these guys right here from Arlo made us dress different, talk different, walk different, rap different, all the way in Canada. So please, the pride of New York to me, make some noise for the dips.
Drake had the same type of run, if not more phenomenal than Dre in this present era.
He did.
We've never seen nothing like that happen.
Drake has to be in the top 5.
If you're not putting Drake in the top 2 of all time, like what are we gonna do? We're gonna keep putting shade on his name.
Oh my God, y'all. You're not gonna believe this madness. Drake just threw his whole weight behind Jim Jones right after Jim decided to pop off and say he's better than Nas. Like, Sir, are you for real? But wait, it gets messier. Drake's not just doing this because he's ride or die for Jim. Oh no, it's giving spite. Pure pettiness, y'all. So here's the real tea. Drake thought everything was cool between him and not like friendly, mutual respect type vibes. But the moment Pusha T announced Nas would be featured on that upcoming Clips album, baby Drake lost it. That one move, it hit his ego hard. Drake felt betrayed. So instead of playing it cool and keeping quiet like most of us would expect, he did the absolute most. He flipped sides and teamed up with Jim. Yes, that same Jim Jones who's been slandering Nas like it's his full-time job. Now, most of the rap game took a step back from Jim after he disrespected Nas like that. But what did Drake do? He doubled down. Yup, he gave Jim a whole battery in his back. And now Jim, he's running wild. He's out here hyping up Drake like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
that's my young boy.
big hits.
He's wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying, Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
so to be compared,
let me that young kid out. Let me.
He was young and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. Let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I want to go there. I want to go down the line now because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
Listen,
let's go statistically.
It feels great.
No, but I want to go statistically because when people be like,
I feel the same way. We all feel the same way.
And forget about the numbers. There's nothing that there's never is me. Putting me up against anybody, I'm taking me every time. Every time.
Okay,
every
but
time. In all categories.
Let me say something though, Jim.
In every category, Jim, I get bit.
Calling him the GOAT, saying he's better than Nas, better than Havoc, better than literally anyone who's ever picked up a mic. It's beyond delusional. It's straight up fantasy land at this point. And you think that's the peak of the drama? Nope. It gets even messier. Jim is also going hard defending Drake's lawsuit against Universal Music Group. Yes, Drake is suing his own label because they let Kendrick release Not Like Us. And guess who's spinning this whole thing like Drake's fighting for the culture? You guessed it, Jim Jones. Like, what dimension are we even in right now? So now, Jim's out here playing hype man, and Drake, he's using Jim as a weapon. This ain't regular rap beef anymore. This is a whole alliance of chaos. The rest of the industry is out here clowning Drake for taking his L and then running to court. But Jim...
What I did for Nas probably never been done for him in his life. He's never been that viral at all, ever. Ever. He's never been talked about like this ever in his life. You did. The last time he was in some shit like this where people were comparing when him and Jay was beating on him. You heard?
He's still riding for Drake like he's on the payroll. It's wild. And now everyone's asking the same question. Is this even real? Like, are Jim and Drake seriously on this kind of time? Or is this just one big attention stunt? Because the desperation for clout is giving cringe. Or maybe they really believe their own hype and think the rest of the world's gone blind. Let's get into it. So first up, Jim lit a cultural fire when he said he's better than Nas. And he wasn't joking either. He said it like it was written in the Bible. And when the internet clapped back hard, did Jim fold? Did he backtrack? Nope. He stood firm, loud and proud, even said he's the reason Nas is going viral again after all these years. Like what? Like, sir, let's not rewrite history. Fans were not having it. Socials exploded. The comment sections, a straight up roast fest. People were out here like, this is blasphemy.
Nas a Bobby Fischer of MCs. Because Bobby Fischer was the youngest MC youngest chess master
player, right.
to master. He became a grandmaster at the youngest age.
Right.
There's a few that beat him over the years,
right.
but he was the first one at that age to be, and Nas was a master at the age of 16, 17,
Right.
where most of us, because you met us, we was already in our 20s.
Right.
He was at the age of 17, 18, dope as somebody that was 25, 30.
Right. That's true.
And seriously, he's a prodigy.
It wasn't just shade, it was disrespect on another level. People were mad, people were confused, they were in disbelief. Like, who told Jim this was okay? We need answers, let's be real. Jim's been in the game for over 20 years, but the second he tried to compare himself to Nas, it's like everyone just erased his whole career from memory. That's how hard the disrespect hit. Why? Because Nas isn't just a rapper. He's a legend, the type of name everyone respects. Doesn't matter if you're East Coast, West Coast, old school, new school, Nas is untouchable. So when Jim tried to slide into that lane,
Respect means to you.
Respect is definitely something you gotta earn. Respect is something I might not get from everybody, but you're definitely not gonna disrespect.
I was like, yo, we should have Jim on the pod. And then the next day, Jimmy's viral.
This is one of the ways of marketing that is working right now in today's music.
Hi, baby. Where are you at with marriage now? How did you feel about Sierra running up on you at the, you invited?
I know anything Sierra's gonna say is gonna go super viral next to me. I'll take it. I know how to turn my negatives into a positive. Man, I didn't know how many people love Nas.
fans weren't just annoyed, they were offended to their core. Don't forget, Nas dropped Illmatic when he was just 20. And all these years later, he's still out here winning Grammys like it's light work. Legends like RZA are out here calling him a genius. RZA even said Nas is the Bobby Fischer of MCs. Like, hello, that's not just a compliment, that's chess master level talk. Nas plays this game on a different board than the rest. But Jim, he still won't quit. No, he's doubling down. Just teased a new interview with Angie Martinez, and by the looks of it, he's still talking crazy about Nas. So now fans are really starting to ask, what even is respect anymore? Because if you scroll through the comments, you'll see it. People are done. They're dragging Jim through the dirt like never before. One fan said, why is this man-child so obsessed with going viral? Another wrote, he really thinks coming for Nas is gonna move albums? And then came the cold one. How you lose a rap beef you started and the other dude ain't even rap back?
Really suing Universal.
Man, how many niggas you in the hood you know got lawsuits? How many niggas
It's different though.
How? How many niggas in the hood you know got lawsuit money? How's it different? He's in a different realm. That's his hood.
But I feel like it's where the lawsuit. I feel like where the lawsuit's coming from.
Listen to me. Where's it coming from?
It's coming from a rap beef. That's giving them the motive to have the lawsuit.
You think about this wrong. You think about a bag, or you think about a rap beef that's imaginary to the people. These are playing on the highest level of fucking entertainment. $1 billion game. Now, if he could catch $1 billion game in the midst of a rap beef, I think
reputation matters. I think your image matters.
Bro, he's not snitching on nobody. He's catching a lawsuit.
No, I'm not. This has nothing to do with it. I'm not calling him a snitch.
Let's get this together. He's not in a court of law. He's not have a personal suing against Kendrick Lamar, which everybody seems to think that this lawsuit is about. He didn't sue Kendrick Lamar. He sued UMG, which is the biggest company that has the biggest bag. You think I ain't gonna sue Amazon if I ain't get a chance to? Me suing everybody. Any one of them companies I get a chance to playing at that level to sue for billions?
Whew, that stung, and it hurts because it's true. Nas hasn't said a single word. Not a bar, not a line, not a shady IG story. Nothing. It's like he doesn't even see Jim. Like, you beneath me. But just when we thought this whole clown show might be wrapping up, Boom, Drizzy. Drake jumps right into the middle of it all like he's the main event. Mind you, this wasn't even his beef. But here comes Drake, sliding in like, yeah, I got Jim's back. He even posted a slick pic with Jim, looking all smug like mafia bosses or something. And of course, Jim's in the comments hyping it up, men of respect, mafia rules. A toast to the last ones left, like okay, Scarface. But the internet wasn't buying it for 1 second. Fans dragged them both hard. Someone said, these are the two corniest rappers alive. And honestly, that's the sentiment, because nobody really believes Drake did this for loyalty. Nah, this move screams clout chase. Drake is obsessed with drama. It's like his morning espresso. He needs the backlash, the chaos. It keeps him relevant. He knows how to stir the pot better than anyone. And let's not forget Drake and Jim. They've got a little history. When that Kendrick beef had everyone laughing at Drake, who was standing tall right beside him? You guessed it.
Drake stand in hip-hop history?
I would say he's the greatest of all time. The relevancy that he keeps showing year after year, hit after hit, record after record. Any record that he has put out has seemed to go multiple platinum. Like that's never has happened before in this history. I mean, there's a few other people that do astronomical numbers like that, but he really in it. Like, you know what I mean? From all angles of music. It ain't no place you can't go that they not gonna play some Drake records to get the party started. He moving around here like the real Bruce Wayne. Like he's my spirit animal, man. I just gotta give credit where credit is due and not taking away from nobody.
Jim Jones. While the whole rap world was pointing fingers at Drake, dragging him for suing UMG over Not Like Us. Like seriously, suing over a diss track? Jim was the only one out here calling it a power move. Jim stood 10 toes down for Drake. No hesitation, no shame. And then in an interview with Angela Yee, Jim took things even further. He actually said, brace yourself, Drake has done more for the culture than most rappers in the game. Excuse me? People were gasping, eyes wide open like, did he just say that out loud? But Jim wasn't even close to done. Nope, he kept riding that narrative hard, painting Drake like this misunderstood genius who's just miles ahead of the rest of us mere mortals. Meanwhile, everyone watching is like, bro, are you hyping him or auditioning to be his PR manager? At this point, fans are straight up confused. Like, is Jim really riding for Drake or is he just riding the clout wave?
I have no desire to ever mend anything with that person. And yeah, that situation just went, you know, it just went where it went. And it's just, there's no turning back. It's not like those other situations. I'll say at that point, it wasn't even about battle rap or any of that. It was just, the information was too shocking. It was, like I said, on his part, it was a genius chess move. He obviously has no, like, you know, when it comes to me, he's not gonna have any like morals or respect. So the other elements of the record, whether it be like just like the shit that he's making up about my mom and my dad and all this like dumb shit, or you know, obviously the part that hit me the most, which is like, you know, wishing like that my friend that has an illness like dies. Like that shit to me is just not really wavy. Like I'm just not really with that. Like, and when I did say, oh, there's rules to this, I didn't mean there's rules that anybody has to follow. But like in battle rap, you know, they just headshotted that guy the other day because he was on stage and he pulled out a picture of the guy's dead aunt and started rapping about, you know, that type of shit. And it just is what it is. There's a point where you're gonna wanna stop rapping. I'm sure I could say something about, you know, your lovely lady or, you know, a child or a family member, and you're just gonna wanna not really rap anymore. Yeah. So that's just kind of where I got to. It's just, I just had to admit, like, yo, I'm really, you know, and when I was making the record in response, which was a real record, I know people think it's like some myth. It was like on this Vinyls beat, and I just found myself saying things that, like, one seemed really out of character just because I was like deeply invested in the situation and getting very angry, and saying things that I don't know if in 2 years I'd want to hear myself say. And yeah, I just realized that, like, nobody cares about this guy, so it's not really much I can say better than Drake has a baby. He won, you know, he won off that off that
Because let's be honest, Jim didn't just call Drake one of the best, he went all the way there. He called Drake the greatest of all time, GOAT status, and wait for it, he even called Drake his spirit animal. I wish I was joking. It's like, what even is this anymore? But hey, to be fair, Drake has always had a thing for Jim and Dipset. He's been fangirling over Harlem since way back, always name dropping Cameron, Jules, and Jim like they're his cousins or something. And back in 2023, Jim actually crowned Drake the honorary 5th member of Dipset. So yeah, there's some real love there. It's not all fake. But let's not get it twisted. Drake didn't hop into this Nas vs. Jim beef out of loyalty. Nah, this wasn't about respect or code or brotherhood. This was straight up strategy. Drake was playing chess while the rest of us were watching a rap circus. And here's why. Just as all this drama was bubbling up to a boil, Pusha T and Malice dropped the official track list for that Clips album everyone's been waiting for. And guess who's featured? An AS. Yep, you heard that right. Nas is locked in on track 12. Let God Sort Him Out, Chandeliers. When Complex confirmed it, hip-hop Twitter basically exploded into confetti. Drake saw that and moved fast. This wasn't about emotions, it was about legacy. It was about controlling the board when the game's getting tight. Drake's thinking long game, power plays, industry position. He's not just reacting, he's strategizing. And now the question on everyone's mind is Drake trying to stand on hip-hop history, or is he just terrified of being left behind by it? So far, we don't even know if Nas's verse on that Clips track is aimed at anyone specific or if it's a diss at all. But Pusha T already said in his Rolling Stone interview that the song is sharp, and he's been chasing a Nas collab for years. So yeah, this wasn't some random link up. This was intentional. And if you think that's wild, get this. That Clips album, it also features Kendrick Lamar on a track called Chains and Whips, and the whole thing is produced by Pharrell. Now people are putting the pieces together and woo! This picture is messy. You've got Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar, and Pharrell. All three of them have serious, long-standing beef with Drake. Now tossing Nas right in the middle of that lineup, yeah, people are saying Nas just chose his side. And spoiler alert, it's not Drake. Now look, some might say that's a stretch. But word on the street? Insiders close to Drake say he's heated. That Nas feature hit a nerve. Because it wasn't just about bars, it was about a jigment. Who you standing with, who you co-sign. And if there's one rapper that Drake avoids like a ghost pepper, it's Pusha T. Let's never forget, Pusha T is the one who dropped The Story of Adon, the track that exposed Drake's hidden child, the secret baby mama, the whole curated image torn apart in under 4 minutes. That wasn't a diss, that was a career scar. And no matter how much Drake pretends he's fine, we all know he never fully bounced back. Drake tried to laugh it off, tried to stay silent, but the fans, we remember. That was a hip-hop moment you can't erase. And now, here comes Nas, someone who always kept it classy with Drake. Never sneak dissed, never threw shade. In fact, Drake used to give Nas his flowers all the time. He respected him, called him a legend, genuinely praised his artistry. So you can imagine how deep this cut when Drake saw Nas teaming up with his literal enemies. That's betrayal with a capital B. And just to twist the knife a little more, after Kendrick dropped his album and blew the internet to bits with that nuclear diss at Drake, guess what Nas did? He posted Kendrick's album cover on IG, called him my brother, and said he was always inspired by him. He ended it with, "Salute, King," like, bro, that's a chess move in itself. So now, fast forward to 2025, Nas isn't just giving Kendrick flowers, he's standing in the same studio booth as him on a Clips album, produced by Pharrell, flanked by Pusha T. That's not just a feature lineup, that's a metaphor, that's a message. And Drake, he feels it. Oh, he feels it deep. And Jim, oh, he's loving it. He's soaking it all up, the attention, the headlines, the hype. He's never been talked about this much in years, and now with Drake behind him, he feels untouchable, like he finally got his seat at the big boy table. But newsflash, Jim, respect isn't handed out, especially not when you're out here taking shots at a living legend just to trend. At the end of the day, Nas doesn't even need to respond. His silence speaks volumes. While Jim and Drake play tag team petty, Nas is already 10 steps ahead, focused, respected, untouchable. And if there's one thing this drama proves, it's that legacy will always outshine clout, every single time. So buckle up, y'all. This saga, far from over. The real storm is coming when that Clips album drops. And when it does, Drake better be ready. Because it's not just about who talks the loudest, it's about who lasts the longest. And if history's taught us anything, Nas always plays the long game.